to everyone on tonight's call. On behalf of the DRiNKLiNK board, I would like to say a warm welcome to you all for attending our 2020 AGM. We find ourselves in some pretty unusual times at the moment, and it feels very odd addressing you through a screen. I always love our AGMs as it gives us a real opportunity to meet with our partners, our volunteers, our sponsors, and to gauge your honest reaction on what we're doing. But for now, you'll have to settle for a slightly flatter version of us this year. Next slide. We have a pretty full agenda tonight, and the team are just waiting in the wings to tell you more about what we have been up to, as well as our exciting plans for the coming year. Unfortunately, as this is a pre-recorded event, there won't be an opportunity to have a live Q&A. However, we would welcome you to send any questions or comments that you may have to info@DRiNKLiNK.org. Obviously, you're free to comment on your viewing platform, whether that be YouTube, Facebook or Twitter. But again, we would engage that you let us know how we're doing. Next slide. Before handing over to the team, I first wanted to set the scene a little on who we are as a charity. 2020 has been an exciting year for our organisation and probably the most significant to date, as we finally and officially launched our Family and Friends website, live now at DRiNKLiNK.org. It's been an exciting year for us, and as part of our website relaunch, our team has worked on how we position our services. I'm delighted to share their statement with you now. New slide. Here for you when they can't be is a slogan that responds directly to our family and friends' feedback. Often, family and friends' biggest emotion that they feel on their journey was loss, that they lost someone they relied on. Here for you when they can't be not only expresses the 24/7 nature of the website that we built, but also that the website acts as a crutch to help people build themselves up to a point where they are self-reliant, or navigate them to a support group where they and their loved one can go and get access to the help that they need. This is just one example where the community guided us in our direction. New slide. DRiNKLiNK is a community-led organisation, meaning that every component of our organisation and the decisions that we make is built on what the community tells us that they want and need. That's not to say we're rogue, and in fact we align with the Scottish Government framework for action on all 4 core areas. We aim to reduce alcohol consumption, support families and communities, follow a positive attitudes, positive choices philosophy, and lastly, we aim to improve treatment and support. Over the years, our organisation has been based on an idea, which has led to confusion on who we are. DRiNKLiNK.org allows us to finally show who we are through action. I'll now hand over to Jenny to tell you more on what we have been doing to deliver on our commitment. Jenny, over to you.
Thanks, Stacey. Could you go on to the next slide, please, Fiona? Our commitments we wanted to work on this year were split into 4 sections. The section which has taken all our resources this year is our Families and Friends section, where we worked hard to build and launch a website this year, which Stacey has already mentioned. The site can be found at DRiNKLiNK.org. This has been the result of a lot of hard work. I hope they won't mind me saying, from mainly Nicole McCaddy, Jennifer Gibson and our chair Stacey Summers. We will go into more detail on the website later. Due to the resources required for the website, the other 3 objectives were unfortunately under-resourced, but they remain on our radar and we would be keen to start working on these 3 areas imminently. Just to briefly touch on them, we have the section Workplace, where we are hoping to set up lunch and learns, school groups, where we hope to launch a tech academy which would teach children about alcohol, and also finally, there is good news in the community engagement, where last year we were able to achieve the Volunteer Friendly Award, which is awarded to organisations which are good at involving volunteers. Again, there's more on this later. Next slide, please. In terms of our financials, we had a small amount of expenditure in the year, which basically represents the cost of building our website and some running costs. You'll also see that the website has done really well already, with almost 10,000 visits and 1,300 visitors, both increases since last year. We already mentioned the award, the Volunteer Friendly Award, while the workshop is actually taking place this week, being in alliance with the Domestic Abuse Campaign, which is a UN campaign designed to raise awareness of violence against women. Unfortunately, there have been no fundraisers in place in the last year, and this is something we will need to work on to make sure the charity is sustainable going forward. The only other statistic I wanted to mention was the fact that we have had a lot of new interest in volunteering with the charity, and thanks to all the new volunteers and board members who have got involved this year. That's next slide, please. Handing over to Jennifer Gibson to tell us about marketing.
Thanks, Jenny. Next slide, please. So first off, we're going to share here one of our persona slides. So before we undertook the project to refresh the website and create this new platform, we held a session with Aberdeen and Recovery to identify who would look to use the website and what sort of issues they're facing. These were used to shape the new website and will be used going forward to position DRiNKLiNK. You can see here that we've taken different family members and looked at, how they feel about their situation and what they might look for in this new website. Next slide, please. So in addition to the daughter and mother, we've also looked at son and wife and also the husband personas in order to shape the new website. Next slide, please. Another part of this working session was to look at the needs and wants for the community in terms of building the new website and the content that we were going to put on there. So during these working sessions, we looked at what people would expect to see on the website versus what they want to see, what they might not think they want to see, but what we know from experience would be helpful and beneficial. A lot of work was put into developing what we feel our users will be looking for and ensuring that not only do we have the right information and signposting up there, but the tone of the language resonates with them. So you can see here that when we took the wants and the needs and we crossed them over, we found that signposting, hope and control were 3 of the key words that came out in terms of what they might be looking for. Next slide, please. So as both Jenny and Stacey touched on, a huge amount of work has gone into the website, and I'm really delighted to share that we were able to launch this on the 15th of November. We took the decision to streamline our content from the 2 existing sites and create one easier to navigate site that would have everything housed under one URL, which is DRiNKLiNK.org. We'll use this platform to build and engage the community, providing support tools, signposting and sharing first-hand accounts to help raise awareness and also to share stories so people know that they're not alone out there. From a KPI perspective going into 2021, we'll also use the website as a platform to build our engagement and our reputation and support those KPIs going into next year. So to run through the top level structure, our first piece is know the facts. Now we felt that this was one of the most important pieces that our users would be looking for. And under here, you'll be able to find a range of topics, including science, problem, workplace, at home, and the law. And you'll find in here some useful information should you need to know some facts. The next section along is taking control. Now, this is an important section for those who feel that there is either an issue with themselves or with someone around them. And it gives you some information around early indicators, creating change, and some support services. So there's signposting there for those services. Moving on to tools, these are various things, including films, pieces of music, and really just bits that have helped people in the past to cope with anything that they're going through. Moving along, we have the section Your Words. Now, this is a new section for this new website, and it has some extremely powerful information. If you go to the drop down and look in Your Letters, you'll find some first-hand accounts which have been really useful, and you'll find some professional responses to those. Then moving on, we have the Giza Hand section, which is our volunteering section. If you're looking to volunteer, you want to tell us your story, build your confidence, or build your CV or do some CPD, you'll find all the vacancies and information in this section, and you can get in touch with volunteer@DRiNKLiNK.org. And then moving on to the final three sections, there's a bit about the charity, any upcoming news and events, which Jenny touched on a little there with some of the recent campaigns that we've run, and you can look out for the Christmas campaign coming up later this month. And then into the contact section, where you can contact us with any questions, if you have any suggestions, or you'd like to contribute a piece to the website. I would encourage everyone to go and visit DRiNKLiNK.org and familiarise yourself with the new content and let us know what you think. Moving into phase 2 for the website. Sorry, Fiona, next slide. Moving into phase 2 for the website, we have our top 3 focus areas of Know the Facts, Tools, and Letters. Now, these are our 3 what we consider to be our most important sections. We're going to prioritise those going into next year and expand out the content and make sure that we get some good feedback from our partner organisations and our community to ensure that the correct information is up there and that we're signposting the right places. On a more technical aspect, we'll look to improve the search engine optimization so that if someone's searching for us on any platform, including Google, that we appear top and that we make sure that we have those correct terms optimized. Another piece we'll look to go into in phase 2 is appointing a new digital partner. And once we do that, we'll look to do a couple of things. First will be improve security settings. So it's vital with this website that we have the right measures in place so that we can ensure that our users clear browser history and can close things down very quickly if they're looking at some sensitive subject matter. And then finally, we will look to create our recruitment and partner portals once we have that new digital partner in place. And I will pass along now to the next presenter.